Hey there, guys. Happy New Year. Happy 2024. I thought I would do a little story time because some of you guys may be at home not celebrating. Maybe you're just making a nice little meal and chilling out. And I thought I would give you a little story time to chill with. My name is Cerise. For those of you who are joining me for the first time, I live in the Dominican Republic, and usually I do relocation videos, real estate videos, and apartment videos. But every now and again, I throw in a little bit of story time and my personal life. This one is story time. This is about somebody that came here to Sosua in the town that I live in and had to flee. Now, I live in a little town called Sosua, like I said, in a province called Puerto Plata. Now, in the town, I live in a local neighborhood called Cheramicos. Cheramicos is local. It is awesome. I love it. It's close to the beach and it is great. A lot of people come here to live the rest of their days, or they come here because it's a little private, especially for people who don't want the gated community. They don't need a pool. They like to be close to the beach and they want rent that is more affordable. So this one guy, he decided that he wanted to come here and get something that was affordable. At first, what he did was he looked for an apartment in the range of $1,400 to $1,500 for the month. But when he found out that he could get an apartment in Cheramicos cheaper, he opted for that. Now, the rent was $775 for 2 bedroom. And if he was looking for something close to the beach on the other side in the tourist area, he would be paying double that. So he knew also that in Cheramicos he would have his privacy. You see, he was a single man and he was coming here to enjoy and the pay to play, if you get what I mean. So he did just that. The first day he arrived, he was bragging. He was telling people how he's a professional and he owns property in New York City and he has this and that. And, it sounded a little bit over the top because to look at him in person, he looks like a big buffoon. Like, seriously, you kind of know who a professional is when you are a professional. And even if you're not a professional, you can be hood, and just living on the streets. You still can tell what a buffoon is. And he was on the beach and it was his first day. And the person that was showing him around town, he was like being so rude to them. Right? They were like, oh, you know what? This is that. This is this. And the person was giving him a tour and trying to explain things to him. And he was like, shut up. Shut up. Don't talk to me like I'm a kid. I'm not a child. I'm catching on really quickly. And the person was just like, all right, okay. The person wanted to let him find his own way. So quickly, the person let him off onto a couple of other people, a couple of other guy friends. And so, he was on the beach. And you see, the owners on the beach, they're there to help you enjoy yourself. The owners of the snack places, the restaurants, the bars, they want you to enjoy yourself. But they're not trying to be friends with somebody who is a buffoonery person, right? So even the restaurant owner on the beach that he was sitting at could tell this guy was a little bit of a goof. But he just rolled with it and he didn't say much. But anyone could tell by looking at the owner that the owner was not impressed with that dude. And so the dude eventually made his way. Now, he was supposed to be here for a month. Keep that in mind. It's very important during the story. And if he wanted to stay longer, what he was going to do was let the owner know of the apartment that he was going to stay longer. He wanted to have the option to stay longer. So now here he is, first day. He's going around and he's getting his pay to play women. And, he's taking in one woman after another, after another. And the apartment that he had was guest friendly. So the owner didn't mind that he was taking in different women. She knew that this town really calls upon men who want to come here and play. And so she didn't say anything until he tried to say something was stolen from his apartment. And nothing was stolen from his apartment. You see, he was living in an apartment where there was a common area. He took his belongings and put it out in a common area because he came here when it was rainy season. And so some of his clothing was wet. He put it outside on the balcony where anyone and everyone can sit and chill. But not many people would go there. There were only two other people in the building at the time: himself, another gentleman, and another gentleman. And those guys did not use the balcony. They weren't smokers, and they just pretty much stayed in their apartments. Now, when his item got stolen, he freaked out. He freaked out like crazy. And the owner said straight up, "This guy is bringing in too many women and they're stealing from him, and he doesn't have any clue. It's his first time in Sosua. This guy is a brute. He is not a good person. He's problematic." And she said to him, "Well, you can leave. Get your deposit and you can leave." And he was acting up and, "Oh, blah, blah, blah. Well, I want my money back that I paid for the month." And anyone would understand that, of course, but he put his stuff out on a common area. And not only that, he was bringing in many different women. And not only that, the building has a front gate that locks. It's a huge door. And in the back of the building is razor wire. And nobody is going to climb over a fence for a couple of belongings. They don't even know it's there. This guy was on the top floor. So he was going on, and the owner said, "You have to leave. Come get your deposit and go." Now he pleaded with her and pleaded with her so much that she decided to let him stay. She was like, "Listen, you can stay, but you are a thorn in this building, and you just got here." Now he was playing music, he was loud, he was smoking, and some places they don't want you to play loud music. Some places they don't want you to be loud. They don't want you to bring in, a lot of cigarettes and everything. Just there's certain rules in certain places, and he was not abiding by them. And so she really did want him out. Now, he was getting around town and people were watching him. People were sending messages back to the management of the building. And they were watching him and watching him walk through the streets, who he was with, who he was talking to. And he became something like a sore eye in the community. People could see that he was unhinged mentally. People could see that this guy was about to get himself into issues. They could predict it. Anyone can predict a dude like this. Well, let me get to it. So he's sleeping around with all these different women, and they were not women that you necessarily want to take home. Most guys, what they do is they'll rent a little cabana for the night, and they'll take a woman there for a few hours. They normally don't take women to their own apartment. Well, this guy, he was. And then all of a sudden, one morning, a couple of days before Christmas, he told management, he said, I gotta go. In 2 hours, I'm leaving." And he was showering up and he was getting ready. He said, "Give me my deposit." He wasn't asking for any of the rent that he paid. He wasn't even here for 2 weeks yet. And so he wasn't asking for any of the rent that he paid. He was just asking for his deposit. Management could not give him back his deposit. It was Christmas time and the owner was not in town. The owner was out for Christmas. So Christmas was on a Monday, Boxing Day was on a Tuesday, so he had to wait. This was actually a Saturday that he had, a Sunday or a Saturday that he was like a couple of days before Christmas. So that would have been a Saturday, right? And so he had to wait. And he was understanding about it. Not like before, but this time he was like, okay, all right, yep, okay. And he had to take off to Santo Domingo. Nobody knew why at first, why he had to take off to Santo Domingo within 2-hour rush and leave without his deposit. Most people will say, okay, you know what? It's Christmas. Let me hang out for a minute, wait for my deposit. His rent's already paid, you know? And then all of a sudden, he's out of town and people started to talk. People were like, yeah, you know that guy? He was like really in a lot of trouble. There's some dealers looking for him. You know, some people, dealers that are, you know, can't really say it on a video on YouTube, but dealers, if you get what I mean. And they were looking for him. Apparently, he was really hitting the white stuff and he was really treating people badly and acting like he had a lot of money, and he became a target. Guys, I can't tell you how careful you need to be if you are going to be abroad anywhere in your world. Okay? Ease up on yourself. Be smart. This guy was not smart. Like I said, a buffoon. So the dealers are looking for him. People are ready to bust in on him. Like they were coming after him. And then he's like, you know, no one knew where he was to get him his money. So then finally, Tuesday came and he reached out to the management and the management said, yes, you know, your money can be sent. But then he got so rude to the management. After he started to yell at them because they were like, we're going to send you pesos. You're in Santo Domingo. He said, no, I want dollars. I gave you my deposit in dollars. They're like, you're lucky you're getting your deposit after you left the area. And they already heard at this time everything that was going on. They were just happy he was out. Then he turns around and he's like, okay, I'm sorry to be putting you through all of this, but yeah, can you please send it in dollars? And then he said he wasn't even in the country any longer. Not only did he have to flee Sosua, he had to flee the country before his identification got marked at the airport. Now, this is the thing. His passport, he didn't give management when he arrived. Usually people have to give their passport, you know, management will take a photo of it, you know, or a photocopy of it, more so they can also look out for you too. If anything happens to you or anything of that nature, they have your identification. But also other reasons are if you do anything that's illegal, you'll get caught up at the airport. Even if it's just a fine, like a driving fine or something of that nature, an infraction or something of that nature. Well, he did something, and now the rumors are flying. Not only dealers are looking for him, but even the authorities are looking for him. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't want to be in jail in the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic, they do not feed you in jail. They're not going to clothe you. It's so crowded in some places that you are sleeping on the ground and you are sleeping like sardines in a can. This guy was so close to getting arrested. He knew he had to leave the country, but he didn't even go back to America. He flew to another country. Now, when he flew to the other country, and the management was like, you know what, you're being too rude. You come back here and you'll get your deposit. And then what happened was he said that he was going to send one of the working girls for his money. And she was in Santo Domingo. And she said, of course she'll go get the money for him. But it costs 500 pesos on the bus, 500 pesos to go back, 3 hours one way, 3 hours another way. And not only that, she would have to go to the Western Union to send him the money to where he is, meaning she has to stand in a lineup. Also, she would have to wait for her bus both times. That's going a lot out of her way. So, of course, she wants to be paid. Well, he didn't want to pay her that. So he contacted one of the guys that he met in Sosua, a very nice brother in Sosua, somebody that is a gem. And he asked the guy to send him money. Could you believe it? This buffoon only knew this nice guy in Sosua, this American in Sosua, for only 1 week, and asked him to send him money because he was broke in the other country. Something serious went down, right, ladies and gentlemen? Come on. So now what happened is, here he is asking this guy that he met, and the guy sent him money. Now, the guy rarely says no to anyone because the guy's in retirement here. He's good with his money. He's a smart guy, looks good, has a lot of friends here, and he treats people the way he wants to be treated. So he sent him money. When someone asked him, why did you do that? He said, I don't know. It was Christmas. My heart was just feeling for the guy because the guy was really in dire straits. Could you imagine? This is a guy that says he owns real estate in New York. He's a professional. Why didn't he just go in his bank account? It could be that he's also running from something in New York. He has 2 passports. One is from Europe and the other one is from New York. He did not use his New York passport to come here to the Dominican Republic. So think about that as well. Now, the guy also contacts the management, tells the management he will pay them. Okay, not even the management, but one of the workers for the management said to the worker for the management that he will pay this guy $50 if he goes and sends the money to him through Western Union. So this shyster tricked the guy that works in the office. The guy that works in the office was not supposed to take the money, but because he could be bought for $50, and he thought, hey, why not? The deposit needs to go back to the person anyway. The guy did it. Now that guy is in trouble. Okay, the guy that works in the office, he's in big trouble. He actually has to pay back the $50 that was given to him because he's not supposed to go above and beyond like that. You see, this buffoon was very rude to management, very rude to everyone. Remember, the first day that he was here, he was talking to the guy that was walking around the streets with him like an idiot, as if he was an idiot. And that other guy was here for a very long time. That other guy helps guys come here and find their way around town. So yes, this dude he has fled the country. He's not even in New York. And he's going to be in huge problems if he shows his face back in Sosua. Guys, when you are out and about and you are living your life and you are in another country, don't think that you are better than someone else because you will get caught up being humbled. Thank you so much for joining me. This was story time. I want you guys to come into the new year nice and fresh and new. Humble yourself. Be good. 2024 is going to be about the year of infinity. So that means whatever you do good is going to give you good karma forever. I love you. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this story, let me know down below. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the comments below. Let me know where you're listening to this story from. Have yourself an amazing weekend. And, well, the weekend's almost done. I'm uploading this right now on Sunday. But have yourself a wonderful 2024. I love you. My name is Cerise, and this is my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this story, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're looking for a consultation, an apartment, real estate here in the Dominican Republic, or even just to come to town and hang out and go to the amazing restaurants and beaches and get a tour, maybe go to a performance or two, let me know. I specialize here in Sosua, Cabarete, and I would love to help you have a great time. Have yourself a wonderful day.